I'm Michelle Sterling, Communications Manager with Friends of Science Society. As Alberta embarks on a new climate change policy, we are concerned at the role the Pembina Institute is playing, because their position on climate change is not supported by the evidence. Our scientific advisors had a published debate about the Kyoto Accord in 2002. This was solicited by APEGA, the Association of Professional Engineers and Geoscientists of Alberta. Our people made a scientific argument. Here's Dr. Tim Patterson's Senate testimony from 2011, wherein he phrases the science we agree with.
And hundreds of other studies have shown exactly the same thing, that the sun, and not variations in carbon dioxide, the gas that's most targeted by Canada's national climate change campaigns, appears to be the most important driver of climate change.
Yes, the sun is the main direct and indirect driver of climate change, not you, and not carbon dioxide. That's what Dr. Patterson said. In our 2002 debate, Pembina Institute representatives argued that the Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change, or IPCC, was the most authoritative body on climate. Today we know that the IPCC has been corrupted by politics. In 2012, Friends of Science hosted investigative journalist and author Donna Laframboise. She found the IPCC was full of green activists.
We also have professional activists employed by green lobby groups. So Richard Moss has been involved with the IPCC for 2 decades. During part of that time, he was also employed by the World Wildlife Fund as an executive, as a vice president. And Bill Hare, you can go online and you Google his name and you will find a web posting that calls him a Greenpeace legend.
In 2002, the Pembina Institute argued with certainty that human-caused carbon dioxide emissions were causing global warming. The evidence shows that since 2002, there has been virtually no global warming, despite a significant rise in carbon dioxide from human emissions. And that the IPCC climate models that predicted catastrophic warming by now are simply wrong.
For the past somewhere between 15 and 20 years in the surface temperature record, there hasn't been an increase. So temperatures now are more or less where they were back in the late 1990s.
Temperatures have flatlined since 2002, and this was reported in the 2013 report by the IPCC, which said there had been a 15-year hiatus in global warming. Well, that's 18 years and 6 months by now. Now it's August 2015. In the 2002 debate, Pembina Institute representatives claimed that humans were causing global warming. As we have seen, there's been no particular warming, but more so, in 2007, the IPCC itself changed the definition of climate change, saying, "Climate change refers to any change in climate over time, whether due to natural variability or as a result of human activity." Now that's quite different from the previous definition that blamed you and I for global warming. Here, the role of natural variability, like solar cycles, is accepted. But the IPCC does not include a complete review of solar science, according to astrophysicist Dr. Shaviv.
It would require the IPCC to significantly amend its picture, and the net consequence would be that things are significantly less dire than what we're being told. So people will naturally try to do their best to avoid this kind of evidence, which forces them to change their worldviews, basically.
Finally, Pembina Institute representatives said in 2002, "Last but not least, concerted international action to reduce GHG emissions will make a start towards avoiding the enormously costly storms, droughts, coastal flooding, and other impacts that climate models tell us to expect if emissions continue to rise unchecked." End quote. Well, Dr. Sally Baliunas explains that weather extremes are nothing new. Listen to this from the Little Ice Age.
The Little Ice Age saw harsh winters, severe storms, and also extreme variability. How severe did it get? Well, on May 24, 1626, a hailstorm struck central Germany and dropped 1 meter of hail. 2 days later, an Arctic front descended onto Central Europe and bit hard. Rivers froze, grapevines exploded, the rye and barley crops were destroyed. Tree leaves were blackened and fell to the ground and denuded the trees.
Friends of Science Society ask you to think of the evidence over the ideology. We debated with Pembina Institute's representatives back in 2002 against Kyoto, and Canada pulled out of Kyoto in 2011, realizing it would be catastrophic for our economy. Climate leadership should go forwards, not backwards. If anything, we should demand the rest of the world meet our standards of emissions reduction and pollution management and reclamation, and we should export that technology to the world. Read the reports on our website. Don't fall for climate coercion. Look at the evidence. For Friends of Science Society, I'm Michelle Sterling.